Mm, I don't think so either. Yep, it is. It is that. Although it doesn't feel like that either. Oh yay! That's fine. I have to get ready for family husa fudge, so yay for that. And like I said, and I don't feel good like leaving the dog alone too long. I mean, he's with my wife, but like, yeah, he's getting to be a daddy's boy. I think.
Gonna do that, and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna say okay, and we're going to push that down so that you don't have an echo now. All right, I got it. Jeez. All right. Just checking it. Can you talk real quick?
Yeah, I am
Okay.
talking right now.
Okay. All right. Gosh darn it. Yep. Yep. That works. Okay. All right. So back for another. All right. So yeah, Heinen and Van talking about the '90s, and I thought it'd be interesting. I mean, last time we kind of went to an adjacent thing, which was McDonald's, and now it's the mall. Which I mean, there's a very like it's an aesthetic. '90s mall is an aesthetic. So,
It absolutely is.
so which mall did you go to often, or did you go to the mall often?
Oh yeah. So there
Okay.
wasn't. So when I was like a kid, it was less of a mall. It was less of like one of your giant malls, and it felt more like a business complex because it
Oh,
was
okay.
just like two big levels, and then like two
Okay.
like it was, two department stores on either side. So it was more like just a big thoroughfare. I'd still call it a mall, but it like nowadays, or at least I think like when I was in my 20s, that's when there was an actual mall. And when I say actual mall, I mean there was more of a food court. There was more of
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, there's more like multiple department stores. There was just there was more of a sense that it was like a larger complex. Plus, they had a movie theater at the top, which
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, a movie theater isn't the sign that it is a mall. It's more just like there's a grander scope to it,
Right.
and it comes across as that.
Yeah. So I think I went to the mall fairly often, up until about like age 14, and then I just stopped going to the mall. I just did not care for it anymore. It was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm done. Like there was this like magic to it when I was like 9, and they had oh my gosh, who owns Hello Kitty? Sunrise Scenario. Oh my god.
Hold on, give me a second. It might be the same people that own like everything. So give me a second.
Okay.
Sunra Rio.
Sanrio. Okay. Yeah, so they had a Sanrio store in there, and like,
Oh wait, owned by Sunra. I mean, I would assume the CEO is the one who.
yeah, and it was a store that just had Hello Kitty and the Hello Kitty friends. My friend, she was all about Karopi. And I don't think I ever had a favorite. She was one of the ones that like friends who I think I just didn't understand. I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, she had like New Kid on the Block. She was 9. Like she had New Kid on the Block, like what is that called? Like a comforter set. And I'm like, I had no idea who. I don't think I've ever heard a song by New Kids on the Block. It just wasn't my thing, you know. And then she's like over here like Sanrio, and I'm like, and Girl B, and I'm like, okay, sure, sure, yeah, that's great. I don't know. I mean, the only thing that I liked about that store was that you could like pay for $1 or $2 or something and get like a mystery bag, and that was kind of fun. You know, and like there just seemed to be magic there, you know. And I think they had a Halloween at the mall, where you could trick or treat, and we went to that, and that was kind of fun. I think I had my first migraine actually during that time. At the Halloween, yeah, I remember just feeling really terrible and then going home, and it was like I was just like, the food's not gonna cut it for this. Like I don't know what's wrong. Yeah.
I can't say like I'm pretty sure like I more than likely like start trick or treating like as everyone else did like neighborhoods, but like I can kind of remember that like the mall was doing something like that, but it was not as prevalent or as like I don't think it was as widely accepted, and I think most kids just like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to go door to door now.
Right.
As opposed to now, where it's like parents actually are just like, no,
yeah.
No, you are
not going to strangers' doors and knocking on them. Okay, like we're not doing that. Yeah.
No, you're not begging for food like that. Sorry.
Right. We're gonna go to a parking lot and do that. Yeah, be done. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that it was that big of a draw back then. I think the year before we went trick-or-treating in the apartment complex that my friend lived in, and I got a cat that way, but like there were a lot of people who were not answering those doors. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think I mean, that's the thing with all this. Like the mall, for the most part, I think was like it was seen as like a communal like area for the most part, but it was not like what's the best way to put this? Like I don't want to say it was like a flea market, but it kind of was in a certain way.
Oh, okay.
Like there was a level of trust, I think, hence why you could like kids could just be there. Like I think like when you're a child, and this is like in the 90s, like the mall was basically like your meetup place.
It was everything.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah.
Especially if it was close by, then it's like absolutely I'm going to just like I don't want to be home. I'm going to go to the mall and just I'll deal with life there.
Right. So, right. I only remember that like there was a guy who I had in my PE class in high school, and he worked at the mall, and he was so tired of mall rats. He was like, oh my god, they just hang out all day. And it's like, well, I mean, what else are you gonna do? It's just and the mall actually wasn't very close to me at all. It was across town, and it was like in I think the kind of industrial area. So like they just kind of were like homes on one side of town, and like some strip malls, and then on the other side of town was Toys R Us and the mall. And they weren't close to each other, so it was a interesting setup. The way that I think about it now, I'm like there was just it was separated, so yeah, it wasn't easy to get to.
I think that was like part of the charm of it, is that it was like out of the way, but at the same time there was a level of I guess respect.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't think we can go through this discussion without mentioning mall rats in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, like, that kind of is, like, the archetypical, like, this is what the mall was kind of movie. I mean, obviously satirized to an extent because, you know, Kevin Smith oversaturates everything.
Right.
But like for the most part, yeah, like you just, I mean, my whole experience with the mall was like, okay, go grab free samples as much as you can, and then you know, just pal around the not Claire's. What was the movie equivalent of that? I don't want to say Spencer's, but
FYE, or was
no,
it that
no,
other one? It wasn't Tower, was it?
No, I don't think it was because I don't think that
it was the other one.
As far as the Suncoast, that's it.
Oh, okay, yeah, we didn't have those on that coast.
Yeah, and the problem is like I don't know what happened to them. Like they do something as a Suncoast.
Oh, I just want to say we do have comments. My friend Tom says, for as far as New Kids on the Block, he said, "Don't give up. You have the music in you." He also says that kids just loiter at Target now. I'm gonna, man, there's a whole thing about the Sono collection and the mall, and oh my god, like there's a lot. I'll get into it. So my friend Aletta says that they had trick-or-treating at her daughter's campground yesterday. They had nips out for the adults, which that's great. And she also says that one of her friends was Santa one year at the mall, and that the mall that she used to go to is closed and was bulldozed years ago. Tom just it's true. Tom just said something else. The suburbs sucked, and that was the place to chill. I grew up in South County, St. Louis. It sucked. How on earth did my kids get in trouble? Ma'am, you left your 14-year-old unsupervised for 4 hours.
Okay, yeah, that's something we gotta talk about.
Okay.
This is me. Yeah. Let's be real. Parents use the mall as their
yes, they did. Yeah.
If not 2/3, then a large portion of the time. And you know what? You cannot be surprised, nor can you really be upset, because you know what? You decided this. Like, you made a conscious effort. A conscious, bloody effort.
Effort. Yep.
Yeah, you made a conscious effort to fucking say, okay, you're fine. Like, you can be in the fucking mall all day long. I don't have to deal with you. That's great.
Right.
You might let the security guards be your daycare, and the security guards have enough to deal with handling the fucking the Sears parking lot from graffiti artists.
Right. Oh Jesus. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it was like the pretzel stand, and that's my only other joke I can come up with. And
gotcha. Right. Aletta suggested strawberries. That's that music store, possibly, right?
I didn't have one.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have one either. We had Tower, and we had another one, and then I don't think I ever went, but there was a cooler place in Berkeley, because of course Berkeley had all of the cool places. That's where I really wanted to spend all of my time. And Berkeley had amoebas, and I still have this like part of my heart that I'm like, fucking love amoebas. I just love amoebas, you know. Yeah.
God, I can't remember where amoeba was. I like music-wise, like I think the closest I ever got to like a music store was like this local place. Oh God, it's been so long since like I can barely remember what the name of the place is, but
right.
The short version, like music stores up here, like if they weren't if they weren't about like major like product chains or anything like that, it was all like local based stuff. So like I know there was like 5 or 6, but I'm almost dead certain they've closed down since then because life and
right, yeah, and everything kind of migrated digitally. Aletta is saying that amusement parks are now complaining that people are dropping their kids off, which I'm like, I mean, yeah, that's
are they?
Yes. Oh my God. And I think it's the same draw. It's that it's out of the way because like there's none. I mean, I sorry. There are some like compounds. And I'm thinking like Cocoa Keys or something in Connecticut, but like Six Flags in Massachusetts. Sorry. I'm so programmed to be like, Six Flags Marine World's like, that is not on this coast. It's not on this coast. Yeah. And then New Jersey.
Six Flags was in Mass at one point, so you're fine.
Oh, okay.
So you have context, you're fine.
Right.
Six Flags up here.
Yes.
I would almost say, like, in terms of like local stuff for me, it was Quasi. But
okay.
like, that's my frame reference from the '90s is like leading kids at a Quasi, and my immediate thought is that's a death sentence. Because there's too many wooden shit. Like it's too sketchy to leave like just random children about, but like
right.
you can almost see it happening.
Right. But I'm like, ooh, that sounds like another topic we can go into eventually. But malls. Yeah, like, I mean, also, like, I think at a certain age, like, around age 12, I think I was allowed to go to the mall by myself. That was, whatchamacallit, kind of the rite of passage. Like, you don't have to go with your parents anymore. They don't have to be, like, so bored, like, watching you just be like,
Yeah, no, I think, like, at a certain point, the mall became, you're like, okay, you're old enough to understand and appreciate the mall. Congratulations.
Yep. Go on your way. Yeah. And I think I mostly liked Claire's and, what's that place now? I completely forgot what it's called. But, like, Wet Seal, which just closed. Oh my god, I loved all of their 90s, I wish that they could come back just to bring back the 90s aesthetic, because they were it. They were it. And I'm trying to think what else. I mean, I think Forever 21 was around, but it just
I think so. I just didn't remember that being Forever 21 around, like in this part of New England. So I assume it probably was.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that I don't think is out here necessarily was Miller's Outpost. Yeah, I got some cool shirts from them. Mostly like Felix the Cat shirt, which is odd now to think about.
I don't remember those. I mean, my stores were the anime store in the corner, which I think we mentioned like a number of times.
Yes.
During this episode. What else was my store? Okay, this is as a child, because I think anyone who's like been either poor or has gone to the mall can appreciate this. When you're at the stand in a Sears or maybe a JCPenney to a lesser extent, it's definitely a Sears though if I remember right. And there was the video game stand that was in the back corner near the children's section, and that's what you used to fucking play all the best video games because you were too poor or you didn't have an arcade. Now I know many malls have arcades, and absolutely, if that was the case, I'd have been in there. I think when the mall finally opened up in my area and there was an arcade next to the FYE, that was my jam. But if you were a poor child and you had nothing in your name
just
and
over there,
you were at the mall all the time, that was where you were. There was just no question about that, because that was the best option you had, because there wasn't an FYE, there wasn't EB or GameStop. It was just that was your life. That you were committed to that and that alone.
Yep. Oh, Charlotte Russe. That was the other place that I really liked. Charlotte Russe. Charlotte Russe has just changed their aesthetic so much, because obviously they have to, keep up with everything. And I'm like, yeah, it's not the same. I don't like it anymore. Wouldn't be in there. Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, what else. So socializing at the mall, obviously, was the thing. And like, I think when I went when I was a little bit older, it was with friends. I got ditched at the mall. One of my friends, like, went off a different way. Our friend had driven us and she left. Like, with some of our other friends, so we had to like call someone and probably buy a payphone, like via payphone, to like get them to like come pick us up. And then let's see what else. One time I had a fight with this girl. She was very sweet. She thought I called her a bitch. I didn't. I called someone else a bitch. It was a mass confusion thing. Lost all my friends. It was awful. Like, terrible. This is why I don't, like, it's like, what's popular, you know what? Fuck you guys. I don't care anymore. So I saw her at the mall, with her family, and so it was kind of interesting. Like and like I mean, I feel like the mall could like make or break relationships and friendships and that type of thing.
Yeah, like that, like you said, it was very much like a communal option area. But I think part of the communal idea is that you will get ditched at some point. And honestly, there are times you can easily get ditched by your parents. Or you ditch your parents. But I've had the experience where I got accidentally ditched by my parents. So Oops. It was definitely an interesting moment for that kind of
yeah.
But yeah, in terms of social dynamics and everything, I think part of the part of the joy of being in this kind of thing is that at some point you will experience the rapture of knowing you got fucked over by your friends.
Right.
Because they decided to go off and just bump somewhere else, but they didn't tell you.
Right.
Now, whether or not that's on purpose or accident needs to be said is probably from. You have to talk to your friends that did it. So.
Yeah. And sometimes that's like the end of the friendship. That's it. There's no more. There's no more after that. Yeah.
I mean, it depends. The thing is with that is social dynamics will basically. I guess you would develop them at this point because then you have to figure out if they were being honest or if they were just fucking with you.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to be really good at social cues and whatnot. I never was, so I can't say for certain. But I mean, that's the thing with all this is the mall was I think what was supposed to be the ideal I'm going to begin socializing here. I think that's also why parents used it in that regard. In that it's supposed to give the idea of hey go learn how to be with people.
Right. Yeah.
Learn how to be with people. I feel like it was supposed to be a testing ground for the human race in a certain way.
I mean, it sounds like it's kind of this ancient thing, go to the market, be with your friends,
Yes.
Yeah.
Birds with the peons. Birds with the peons with the social with the working class.
Right.
I'm assuming not. I don't know if rich kids ever went to the mall because in my head I can remember there being movies where that's absolutely the case. I just don't know if that's what actually happens in real life. I don't believe so, but I mean, I don't know how rich people work. It's
right.
It's a different fucking atmosphere of humanity.
Yeah.
So.
Aletta wanted to clarify that Strawberries is in Rhode Island, and she said there used to be an FYE in Rhode Island too. She's also talking about the Six Flags in Kansas City, which I'm like, we've kind of moved away from. So Thomas also says that he still buys the gold toe socks from Macy's. So I'm guessing clearly there's a Macy's somewhere in a defunct mall, which exactly. And he's like, oh yeah, if I needed linen, I'd go to the mall. He said that he just bought soccer socks from Dick's Sporting Goods, which I'm like, Dick's Sporting Goods is separate from the mall around here. But yeah, makes sense that in some places it would just be kind of included, especially I don't know.
I would love to know the idea of what was the business model for the mall. I'm assuming it's to rent out space because that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
But nowadays it does not seem like a good business model. Nowadays it's all about warehouse work and delivery and the Amazon business model. Which
I think it's more personalized now, I obviously don't fit into the mold of the people who would be at the mall. Now there are some places at the Sono collection that I wouldn't mind shopping in, but also some of those places are kind of expensive at this point. It's just not, I'm just not interested, and so I would rather go on there's this website, Totally My Aesthetic, Cider. I like, man, there's so many things I buy from Cider. And I also like Amazon. There's this like Chinese company, not the greatest, obviously, but it's, I think it's called like Z Lola or something like that, and like I'm really all about like their shirts for work. Like they're usually drapey. They have a lot of different sizes, colors. They have long sleeve, short sleeve, no sleeve. Like I'm just like, yeah, let me have like, you know, a couple of these. That's what I want, and like I don't want to go to the mall. Also, I think some of the reason why I stopped going to the mall was because shopping just took too long for me to get there, to select things, to find the store that I wanted. You know.
Yeah, but there's a selection probably. Plus, it like mall shopping and or just like shopping in general back in the 90s,
Yeah.
or even now, like is very much like it takes all day. Like you plan this out for like weekends and just
yeah.
It takes like an enormous amount
unless
of time
you know what it is you want and where it is. Like it does just take so much time, and like, you know, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, if my friends are like, oh I'm in this area, and I'm like, oh, there's a really good thrift shop over there I want to go to, like I don't mind doing that. But like I'm not doing this all day thing. Like I want to go Amazon, be like, hey, I need these two things, you're going to send it to me directly. Awesome. I'm good. That's done. I'm out. Like, now I get to go do a million other things, and I don't have to be like, oh, well, I had to go. Like, I mean, being in New York, I'm like, I didn't have to go across the street to find what I needed, you know? But, like, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's the thing with all this. If it takes, like hours and hours on end, like, we don't have that kind of time. Or better yet, like, we don't have the necessity now to do that when it's just, we can go over to the website and just get it for a feed, and like we don't necessarily have to like make this an entire endeavor. It becomes just it's easy now. Like
yeah. Found the shirt that I wanted and bought it. Okay, we're good. I wasn't distracted by anything else. Cool, got it. Yeah. And yeah, I appreciate that now so much. Yeah. Oh, Aletta wanted to say that there was a pinball place in Pawtucket, which, yeah.
I'm so jealous.
I know. There's also, in Providence, they took an old mall and, made the upper floors to be apartments. And it seems like, there's been some rumors that maybe they want to do that to the mall in Stamford. Because I think that the mall in Stamford is dead. Like there's some stuff there it's this very weird place, I have to say, where like I go to my optometrist there, and you can go to social services there, and I think you can go like to some of your banks there as well, and and they have all of this other stuff, but my friend's aunt owned a candy shop that was in that mall, and she just before the pandemic closed it. She was done with it. Like it just wasn't making money. They were raising rents. I think that they've tried to sell the mall. It's like this whole thing where they're like, okay, now we need to develop it into something else. And I'm like, yeah, you probably should.
Yeah. I mean that's where we have to come from now. And I think my wife has mentioned this a number of times, and I'm actually in agreement. The best option for malls nowadays is to restructure everything into something new. And honestly, one idea I had was to organize a LARP in there and just do some kind of post-apocalyptic just survival of this kind of. Because I'm pretty sure at this point you could rent them all for dirt cheap right now.
Yes.
But yeah, affordable housing,
right.
Halfway houses or some kind of maybe homeless relief. You could easily do that kind of restructuring in there, especially given malls are just so huge and they have so many different rooms in there, for storage and everything else. I could see it being a thing.
Oh yeah.
Just really so that way people could really get their lives back in order.
So the Sono collection, not necessarily like changing up the structure of the mall. They made it more confusing. But they have a couple of actual like restaurants like at like the not outside the mall, but like right where you could like easily just walk in and walk out without having to go into the mall. So for my birthday this year, I was like, I don't know, let's go bowling. Bowling is out. It's out. Like oh my god, it was so busy that day. That they like we got there at 6 o'clock. They're like, we don't have a lane open until 9 p.m. And then it was like, and someone's quinceanera, and someone's birthday, and someone's like another person's birthday, and a retirement party. I swear to God. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? How the fuck did like this become so popular that like everyone's over here? Like this is weird. And outside there was a band playing, which was again surprising. And then we went down to the restaurant, and then went, I guess, bar hopping in downtown sort of South Norwalk, which they want to be special, they want to be so now. And so like this Sono collection, people were really excited for it. It has like Macy's and Saks Off Fifth and all of these other places that are kind of fancy, and it is very expensive. Everything's fucking expensive there. But obviously there are some attractions that, surprisingly people are like really all about. And I just don't, it's crazy to me how popular that was. And that was just June.
It's weird.
Right? But bowling is making its rounds? And I'm like, is there nothing else to do? There's nothing else to do, is there?
And think about like arcades, like unless it's an arcade.
Oh yeah.
Really don't like do much. I'm trying to remember like in terms of social like niceties, like there's like maybe Starbucks, maybe like I mean I don't think everyone like bars are like, I don't want to say depressing, but like bars have their place, but it's just very much like a blah. So like my thought is, it kind of is like the next step.
It really is. Yeah. It just was really surprising to me. I also the Pinstripes also did, which is the name of the bowling alley there, did really well with like sending out those like advertisements and stuff as they opened. And so like I think somewhere around I have like coupons for Pinstripes, because that's it's right there, and I think my friends would like to go one day. So Thomas said that he sold a Wu-Tang shirt that he bought at Spencer's when he was 15 for $350 to some dude in France.
I've been seeing that a lot. Like American styles, especially vintage styles, have become much more applicable outside of that. So it's interesting.
Yeah. I also think like for when we record and everything, there's like old style vans. Old style vans are so fucking back. Like I've seen so many by so many different people in New York that I'm just like, I mean, I wanted to buy a pair, but like they just seemed a little popular now that I'm like, maybe I won't buy a pair. Maybe I'll buy a pair and not wear for a while. Because like I do like the design. But it's like just so crazy. Actually, no, I have a pair of purple ones. What am I talking about? The mall that had like the apartments at the top, that I believe that is, so Aletta said that that's the oldest mall in America, and like, they kind of had to repurpose it. And I think that that's true, that it is the oldest mall in America. She also says that maybe a medical mall makes sense, a food court with healthy choices and a gym. And I'm like, I mean, I think more like, because we're in the East, that like maybe having like an indoor park for people to like walk around during the winter would be like a really good idea, because at least you're not going to fall on your ass somewhere, and that it's like gonna be like, yeah, easy.
Yeah. I would. Yeah. Like that's the thing is I think right now like there has to be an idea of restructuring in general. So
Yeah.
Like I think getting into that mentality is definitely a more healthy mindset, especially now. And if people need to like you said, like malls, everything are so expensive and all that. Like there has to be some kind of restructuring. And right now, I don't think like the modern idea of the mall, at least that '90s idea of the mall, really can survive on its own merit. So there has to be some kind of way to come about this. So I think
she also mentions an elderly community within the mall, which I mean, like that homelessness, like halfway house, all makes sense to me. She also said medical offices when you go to your eye doctor, your dentist. Actually, that's what Stanford is doing. There is a dentist, or two, I think, in the mall. Like there's this like weird corridor that has like the dentist and social services and a bunch of other things, and then like there's the rest of the mall. And I mean my eye doctor is like in a different part of the mall. Like I don't even know how to describe it, but like it's way over there. Yeah, like and she said, having that without having to drive to another location, which I'm like, yes, I think Stanford has definitely done a good job with that. Oh yeah, so and then Thomas says that so when they officially closed one of the malls there, that there was a big party, I think, in the parking lot with booze and food trucks, which I'm like, I mean, that sounds great. Just have a ring of food trucks, like.
I mean, that's the thing right now with the mall, with like spaces. You still own the land, so what you could do is just like repurpose it for like food trucks or like that kind of mobile.
I mean, like I think. Like, my thing is, like, if we're going with nostalgia, right, and there are a couple of drive-in theaters in Connecticut, like, maybe, like, have, like, a bigger indoor projection, like, it's a big, family-friendly only, like, movies, where, like, it's just projected onto one of the huge walls, or, like, screens or something.
I think you have to have it outdoors, but I feel like it would be good to like have that kind of I feel like it'd be a good idea to have like an outdoor movie theater, just like have like an entire outdoor like thing, but like modern it up, like give it
give it some food trucks, give it some
There's enough ways you can go about it to make it more modern or make it look like spiffy, or if you want to go, just go full nostalgia.
Yeah, go full nostalgia. Just be like, hey, this is a 50 styles, place, or make it a gimmick. Like we have foods inspired by different movies. Sorry, my brain went to Aliens, and I'm like, that soup.
I mean, I don't see why not. Like, it's part of the movie, so.
Right, exactly. And then, what is it, Spaceballs with the, hello, my darling, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal.
No, I could see it happening.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see why it couldn't be, like, themed or whatnot. Like, it's a matter of just, it's effort.
It is effort.
Yeah. The amount of effort
and money.
It just needs to, you have to see that. But the normal people need to see that. So
yeah,
I don't know, just that way I'm looking at it. But what do I know? I'm just part of. I'm just here, as part of the movie going audience, and I just would love it if movies weren't like extraordinarily fucking like expensive or just give me something.
So Aletta is saying that the pinball people, they get food trucks to come, but part of them is that they're so expensive. One wanted $3,000, I guess, just to show up. 4 years ago when I got married, I did get a food truck to come to the wedding venue, which was an Airbnb. Like, we rented out a whole house. So perfectly fine. And it was like, honestly, it was about $1,200. But like, it was way cheaper than like what everyone else wanted, because they were like $50 per plate per people, like per person, and it's like, fuck, I don't know, and that's where, like, you need your RSVPs,
My wife and I did like barbecue from a local place that like helps with veterans, and that was like that's the thing is it seems like a better option than to go like $100 per plate or $2 per plate.
Right.
And honestly, I'm just gonna say this. Speaking as someone who's eaten a lot of that food, it's not worth it.
Right, exactly. Like, I saw some of the options in the area, which was very kind of food barren, near my wedding venue, and it was like, so $50 per plate will get you a pear and a little piece of bacon and some like feta. And I'm like, what the fuck am I paying for? Like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, I would rather it just be like hors d'oeuvres at that point. Like,
Right.
I mean, I've been trying to impress people, but just honestly,
Yeah.
you fill up on hors d'oeuvres way faster than you do anything else. So it's
Yeah.
just have that as your meal
Right.
or something if you're gonna.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that. But like, yeah, everyone, we actually had like so much food left over, and they brought a platter. It was a taco truck, and they brought a platter of churros, for dessert. Like, just that's, it was so fun. And like, I mean, we had the gluten-free cupcakes for, like our wedding guests. And that was, I mean, it was good to just have. Also, they gave me like some tequila. Like, they were like, just thank you for your business. Here's a small bottle of tequila. So like, they knew what they were doing. They had it, it was nice.
Oh
god. Okay. So Aletta is saying vendors at events are saying people are spending less, which makes sense. And then online are, they're taking sales, more sales than brick and mortar, which makes sense. And Thomas said people still seem to use the Apple Store. And Aletta was like, yeah, Apple's still busy, but not in every mall. I mean, I think that, like, they had that whole proprietary thing, where like you had to go to them to get things fixed. Now that's obviously open, but I don't think that people are entirely comfortable, like, going to someone else to other than Apple to get their stuff fixed.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with all that is, like, there's so many more options, but there's so many more ways that you like get screwed over.
Yeah.
In this day and age, so I'd just be careful on that front. But that's just me.
Right. I mean, I do watch the person who actually started the whatchamacallit, that whole process of like having like, what is it, open repair or whatever. And he just wanted to be able to repair them, and like Apple was like, yeah, this is done, like, you're not gonna get anything more out of this, Apple. And then like, they're like, could you fix this? They say I have to buy another one, and it's like, yeah, I'll fix it. All right, got it, done. And so like, yeah, there are some people who don't know what they're doing. There are other people who obviously know what they're doing and do it pretty well.
Yeah, I'm happy that there's like a user base, like assistance program when it comes to this, especially with like people in the world net, but like, I can talk, I swear.
It's okay. I think you talk better than I do.
Their own shit outside of that kind of environment.
Yeah.
I just would really love it if like the business model that people were like trying to make, as in like the corporations that make this shit, aren't just trying to make like shit that like breaks the first second it like hits something or like that. I don't know.
Yeah. What I'm like, kind of, I think people have moved towards more towards experiences, and so I'm like, yeah, so kind of I think malls have to make it the experience and not just like, you know, the oh my gosh, sorry, just thought of something. Yeah, but more for the experience than about like somewhat of like the not like, yeah, the shopping experience doesn't necessarily have to be, I guess, the main point. And actually, on that note, New Jersey. New Jersey has the American Dream Mall. And I've been there, I believe, yeah, just once. I was going to say twice. I'm like, no, I've only been there once. The American Dream Mall has an amusement park inside of it. It also has a water park inside of it. Two separate things. They do, yeah, I know. They did, so Macy's now has, I think, the ownership over Toys R Us. So they had a Toys R Us in that place, which was very surprising because when you think that it's all gone, it's not. That's weird, you know. And then I think they also had ice skating, and they're really trying, obviously, to attract people to that mall for the experience. And like the amusement park is Nickelodeon based. And so I guess it's Viacom. So there's a merry-go-round that's like what is that, the babies, oh my gosh, Rugrats, that's Rugrats themed. They have like the half shell and Shredder as like different like rides.
Okay.
So they do try. And yeah, so I went in, I think, January or December. It was December. And it was really interesting. Yeah. And what weirdness happened after that was that I went to Philadelphia and I was talking to the Lyft driver, and she was like, yeah, there's a new mall, it's close by. It's in New Jersey. It's the American Dream Mall. And I was like, okay, so you guys kind of like claim that too. It's like, it's close by. It's 2 hours away. It's close by. Like,
I
okay.
People's expectations of distance have like since like I don't know. The world's gotten a lot smaller because I remember as a kid, like the idea of like going to New Jersey or New York is like, no, like that's an entire thing. Nowadays,
Right.
like I think the expectation is now just it's 2
Yeah.
hours away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could get on a train in Stanford Station and go down to Pennsylvania, you know, or Philadelphia, and that's perfectly fine. You
Right,
know?
but
Yeah.
that's the thing is it existed back then too.
Right.
The idea I think is more like as an adult, it just everything becomes just this much smaller and more like attainable like goal. So
Yeah. So it's not, and it's like, yeah, for me, I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. And like, I think that this kind of has translated into other things where I think when I went out to Cancun, there's this what you would call it, pyramid temple that I really like to go to because you can climb on it. And I think it's like a 2-hour drive. I always forget because I forget the drive completely. And I mean, it might be a 3 or 4 hour drive. I have no idea. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. But I did the thing and I had a lot of fun. And then I relaxed on the way back, so like it's not a big deal, you know. My friends are like, "Oh my gosh, why did you take us on such a long day trip?" And I'm like, I don't remember. I don't remember the whole like it takes a while to get there thing, you know.
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, people's expectations have just like dramatically shifted. So I feel like it's going to continue to be that. Like maybe things get smaller as time goes on. I don't know. Like like when you're a kid and you were at the mall, like everything seems so much grander. Or there was this like spectacle through it all. Or there's like some kind of inherent mystery. And nowadays it's just why aren't they doing something with this? Like it's not working now. Please
right, it's not working now. And like so there's the Crystal Mall in Waterford, and first of all, in the UK, there's Waterford crystals. So I think that they actually get the Waterford crystals from the UK and like made some big chandelier or something. And like everyone talks about the chandelier. I don't know if it's still actually there, but like it sounds like this mall in the 90s went out of its way to be sort of fancy with the crystals and the chandelier. Which I mean, there's some part of me that like really respects that. And like they're just what you call it? They're like I mean at that time it was like really cool. Luckily I think that was around the corner from my first office, so like I would go there, get something. They had Christmas tree shop in there. And they also had like some other store I liked, and so like I just like go to those two stores real quick and like go back to the office, which is nice. And I hope that they're still kind of doing well, but who knows?
Like hopefully we can like maybe see some kind of renaissance in all this.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
that's probably what we're gonna like try to lead up to at this point, is to get a more I don't know, like I feel like right now we're at a point where like everything is new, and there's like there's a chance for that wonder and that like wistfulness to get back into things, but it needs to be really grabbed by not just consumers, but just also the people who own this kind of shit. Like, because they own this land, we need to do shit with it.
Right.
And that's what I feel like it needs to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. It really does. It's amazing that like they've let so many places go, and I mean they are filming in some of those malls. But like there is a YouTube channel that documents like the just abandoned mall stuff, and like there there are there are switches that are being made where it's like, like Macy's used to be so huge, now they're doing like more boutique stores that are separate from the malls. And like, I mean, yeah, these people still own the land. Like, it's got to be something to do, some experience to have, some what I'm thinking is like, okay,